Hey guys, today we're doing another Barbie repaint. This one we are doing the Asian doll again, and I am going to be repainting the exact same doll I repainted once. Not because I didn't like the face, but just because I really hated the quality of the hair, so I decided to just reroot her and give her a new face. This time we're doing a slightly more kawaii inspired look, so I really hope you'll enjoy. So what I did first was just cut the hair off as much as I could, and then I used tweezers to pull the hair off from the inside. You can pull the hair out from the outside, but doing it from the inside is going to make it a lot easier to get rid of all the glue. And I then used pure acetone to just get rid of all the paint. You can then pick out the hair you want to use. I chose this lavender viscose. And if you have any questions about the fur or hair I use, as well as where I get it, please check out the basics videos I made for that. The tool I'm going to be using for rooting is just a dotting tool I filed down, and this is definitely not ideal. It's a lot easier to use an actual rooting tool. I just didn't have the time to order one and then wait for it to arrive, so I chose to make one myself. Then all there is to it is just grab a small chunk of the hair and then poke it into the doll head. Some Barbies have more or less holes in the scalp than others, so depending on the hairstyle you want to achieve, you may want to poke some extra holes yourself. Once I was done, I used scissors to trim it and added new glue to the inside. After prepping the doll with a sealant, I just used my watercolor pencils and soft pastels to repaint it. If you want some more information about the sealant I used, you can check out my first repaint video, and I'm going to be linking that in the info box. I first used a couple of pencils to just lightly go over the eyes to get an idea of the size, placement, etc. And I then went back in, going back and forth, adding more details and depth. For this doll, I chose to give her some purple eyes just to match the kind of kawaii inspired look, because a lot of people use contact lenses or circle lenses. I also added a tiny bit of brown to the center of the eye just to make it a bit more realistic and less cartoony. With these dolls, I don't necessarily try to achieve a 100% realistic look, just because I feel it looks a bit strange with the plastic body. But I do like when they look more realistic than the original factory paint, and that's just a matter of personal preference. From doing the 4 repaints I've done so far, I do find that I prefer adding most of the details using the fine brush and the watercolor effect, as opposed to using the pencils on their own. And again, that's just a matter of personal preference. If you prefer using the pencils or even acrylic paint, you can do that as well. Before finishing up the eyebrows, I did add some alcohol ink to the hair, and I'm going to be adding more later. The reason why I'm doing this is just to look like growth of the hair or the roots, because I felt like the lavender hair in itself just looked a bit too much like a wig. If you want a more perfect or polished look, you can skip this step. I chose to do it because I prefer a bit more edge and imperfections. For the shading on her face, I just went with a bit of brown and white pastel, the same colors I showed in the beginning of the video, and then for the blush I chose a light pink. Finally, I just added some more alcohol into the hair, then made a few adjustments to the face, sprayed the face with a sealer to protect it, and that's it. Really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.